Awesome. Hi everybody, I'm George Arbogast. I'm the founder of Ready Associates. This is a new company, although I've been working in this space for about 1.5 years with different concepts. The concept I'm going to show you today, I've been working on for about a month. It was a pivot out of a previous concept. A little bit about me. I've lived here in Hampton Roads, Norfolk, for about 8 years. I grew up in Washington, D.C. area in a little town called Leesburg. Went to University of Virginia undergraduate, and I got my MBA from ODU 3 years ago. And since then, I've had a few full-time jobs working for people in the area, but I struck out on my own about 1.5 years, and I've worked on a couple different concepts that have had some levels of success, but now I'm focused 100% on Ready Associates. All right, so let's get started. The idea with Ready Associates is peace of mind for independent workers. What does this mean? We're going to start with basic referral services around tax, insurance, legal, savings, and investment, all focused on this emerging market of 1099 workers, freelancers, gig workers, contract workers, contingent workers. The ultimate goal, which I'll describe a little bit, is what's called a portable safety net. The idea is it's a suite of benefits and tools that a worker takes with them. It belongs to them. It doesn't tie to their employer. So that's what we're working towards for Ready Associates. First question, so what's the market here? The numbers vary, right? The question of how big is this dynamic in our economy? It's not settled. But number from 2014 with Upwork and Freelancers Union put the number upwards of 54 million people in our workforce now that are working some type of independent, non-traditional work. So here's just a list of the different types of jobs that they might fall into. They could be working on gig marketplaces. They could be finding all this business themselves. It could be a mix of that type of stuff. One of the key things is in this dynamic, freelancing's been around a long time. 1099's been around a long time. That's not new. What's new is the breadth of it, the types of work that's involved, as well as the types of workers that are now affected by this. A lot of new people are coming into this with a lot of questions. So that's the problem. A whole group of people with increased risk that goes along, it's inherent in the type of freelance work that they're doing, right? Anybody who's freelance knows, where's your next job coming from? Who's going to take care of you if you get sick? But the flip side of that is because they're working outside of that traditional net of an employer, they actually have less support. So more risk, less support. They work outside of the traditional services that are offered by government, unemployment insurance, disability insurance. They work outside of the benefits that are given by employers, retirement help, sick leave, vacation time. These are all things that they don't get the benefit from. So the idea is that more people are going to need help navigating this risk and the requirements that go along with being in the freelance independent work. So what's the answer? I did not come up with this. This is a concept that's been developing over the past 1.5 years or so. A lot of thought leaders in New York, obviously, Silicon Valley. But the idea is that we develop a net of services that follow the worker. It doesn't matter who they're working for, it belongs to the worker. And there's a lot of different concepts about how this can be done. I'm looking at a market-based solution, right? You're going to hear a lot about government solutions as well, and we can get into that kind of debate, but what I'm focused on is a market solution to developing that, and I want to focus on a few key buckets of services that I think are needed by these folks. Tax, insurance, legal, savings, investing. These are kind of the things that if you do an analysis, a lot of the things they missed out on by not being in the traditional work mode. And the thing is a lot of these are available to people. They just don't know about them. They're hard to get. They're not tailored to exactly what their needs are, but the idea of servicing independent workers is not new. There's actually a lot of companies out there that can do that type of thing. So how do we succeed ultimately in this area, I believe, is first education. We become a source of information for people who want to address these issues. We consolidate services. So right now, like I said, I can go and I can get insurance as an independent worker. I can get tax, so on and so forth. But I want to be the consolidated central source for that. I want to simplify the product offerings, make them easy to get in and out of for these workers if necessary, make them easy to invest in so it doesn't take a lot of time, energy, or capital to get started on addressing their issues, and then finally advocate towards bringing these types of workers into the fold of benefits that other workers are getting. Where are we now is the final slide. So I've been working on this concept for about a month now. I've had a lot of good steps forward. Had some conversations with customers already, potential customers, on what they're looking to get. Also have started to have conversations with potential partners, and I'm trying to secure a few of those partnerships right now. So as those develop, the next steps are to roll out that product as it becomes available, and to continue to raise my company profile with events like this and through social media. So that's about 6 minutes, I believe, so thank you very much. Totally, the reason I'm here, actually, not to bore you in my presentation, but to get questions and feedback. So